Welcome back into the Backup Plan. We're super excited. Special guest in studio, Zach Hiller, the agent, CEO, founder of Loyalty Above All agency, representing some of the biggest names in the National Football League and MLB, in studio now. Appreciate you for coming in, my man.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
We wanted to get you in because you have a very interesting story. And I want to start at the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. Take an 18-year-old man,
Yep.
work in nightlife,
Yep.
use that to finance, put your way through the University of Michigan.
I did.
What did you learn about hustling in that way that motivated you to today?
As far as like hustling, I don't know if I really learned anything. It was kind of just for me. I saw an opportunity where, I like to have a good time. I want to socialize. That's expensive. So when everyone's trying to go out in the city, and I really wasn't going to be able to afford bottles and whatnot, but I definitely wanted to be there. I just had to figure out a way that I could also, partake. So that was kind of, I guess my mind just clicked like that. Like, hey, I want to do this, okay, but instead of spending money and like listening to somebody else tell me where to go and whatnot, I was like, all right, why don't I just handle it? Because then I can obviously tailor it to what I want to do. And that's kind of how that happened, which I guess, yes, when people think of nightlife and promotion and stuff, hustling, but I just looked at it as like any other entrepreneurial opportunity. So.
Yeah, you did it, obviously, undergrad, University of Michigan.
Yes.
Held to the victors.
Yes.
We won't talk about what happened 2 weekends ago, but...
Yeah, go blue.
You were at a place where there were so many major professional athletes. On the football side, baseball, basketball, we know the talent that Michigan can put out there. What was it like being with your entrepreneurial spirit, being in that moment, being around all those soon-to-be star athletes where you're like, you know what? I think this is what I want to get into, this agent career.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely was there and I was thinking about all that, but it was difficult because there was no NIL like there is now. Yeah. And I think there was a different attitude towards sports agents and just marketing and business managers and anybody that has to do with the business of an athlete. There was a different attitude in the sense where the athletes were scared. So they would come to school and the schools would scare them. Hey, stay away from these people because if you talk to them, you're going to break all these rules. They're going to do all these bad things and you're going to get in trouble. And if you get in trouble, then you can't play your sport and you can't get to the next level. So it was just like there was a weird vibe on campus around anybody that thought they wanted to be an agent or talked about being an agent because the NCAA was like, these are terrible people, stay away from them. And now it's way more open with this whole NIL because everyone understands, hey, these athletes, they should be compensated somehow.
Hopefully so.
As of now, it's been figured out as, hey, let's have them make money from NIL. Let's have them make money, from their marketing and whatnot. So I think everyone's more accustomed to the idea of these athletes being quote unquote professionals, even though they're still amateurs and students, but they're really, able to make money and earn from what they're doing. So
it's interesting because, Michigan's well known with the Fab Five. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine what that team would have been like in the NIL era?
Yeah, they'd be making a ridiculous amount of money. And, it is unfortunate because I'm not exactly sure how many of the guys on the Fab Five made it to the next level and were able to
monetize it. Probably.
Yeah, monetize it, take care of their families and create wealth. There's tons of college athletes that were superstars. I can name a bunch that I know that, didn't make $1. And if they could go back now, they'd probably be millionaires. And, $1 million is a nice, comfortable starting spot for anybody, right? Sure. So it is crazy when you think about someone who played in college and was a star and probably don't have anything to show for it, where now today they would.
Take it back to the point in your career when you got your first client. What was your pitch? And how does one who want to be an agent, I'm not representing anyone, how do you pitch yourself to be an agent for somebody?
So, that's a two-part question. Yeah. So for me, it was, we were just talking a little bit before off camera, was about like luck is where preparation meets opportunity. So I happened to earn an internship at a sports agency. So I was kind of in the world already. And that was back in like 2011, which is when there was a new collective bargaining agreement for the NFL and the NFL Players Association. And that new collective bargaining agreement, it slotted the rookie contracts, which means is when a player gets drafted, which will happen, come April, each pick slot has a contract. So there's a contract associated with that. There's no negotiation. I can't change the numbers. Nobody can change the numbers. Before 2011, that's where a guy would get drafted and his agent would have to get on the phone with the team and they'd figure out how much money they were willing to give the guy. But there was no set in stone. It was really up to your agent to figure out what you were worth, what that team had, and that's how they were picking based off of. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they were even picking based off of, I can work well with this agent. I know he'll take a worse deal, so we'll draft this guy higher than the other guy. And picks below were getting paid more than the guys picked ahead of them because agents were doing better jobs. Now the NFL Players Association in 2011 and still today, they don't want any of that. Guy gets drafted, here's your contract. So when I saw that happen, I recognized that the rookies needed more of a managerial role, more of somebody that wanted to be there day to day, 24/7, taking care of the little things that a professional athlete needs to just do what they do, for them to focus on what they want to do, which is obviously their profession, and be as great as possible. And there was nobody that I felt at that time was better than me. Like, I knew I was 25 years old, I had all the time. So yes, someone might have these clients and big name guys and everything, but I don't think he's gonna be able to answer the phone as quickly as I can. So I happened to get a meeting with Dalvin Cook at Florida State. I showed him how to do the contract. I showed him the formula. So he kind of like looked up and was like, all right, so then why is everybody calling me? And I was like, you tell me. And he's like, I want somebody that's got my back, someone that I know when I need them, they're going to pick up. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to take care of everything I need to do. I got to this level where I'm a superstar at Florida State. I got here, and I'm going to get drafted. So I'm going to keep doing my part, but I want somebody that's going to be there. When I call, you're going to pick up that phone and take care of what I need taken care of, because I know that I need it, and there was nobody a better fit. And then since then, I obviously did a great job. That word of mouth, I've been able to, obviously find new clients, and that's really my pitch. Anybody that want to be an agent right now and you're in college, there's this great opportunity, because like I was saying, I was on campus itching to talk to these athletes, itching to like get in with them, but I couldn't because the NCAA sits there and says, you can't talk to these people. Don't talk to them. Now you're a college kid, go up to that soon to be professional and said, hey, I'm so and so. I'd love to just sit down and talk to you. Hey, and especially with this the purpose of NIL is to make money off of your name and like is the marketing, the monetization, right? Where are these athletes most valuable? To their local market. So if I'm a college kid and I know I have class from 8 to 2 and I want to be an agent from 2 to 7, I should be walking to every single restaurant and saying, hey, I know some of the guys on the football team. Would you guys be interested in paying for posts? Get the restaurant to say, hey, we have a $1,000 budget, go find us 3 athletes. Now you go over to them, when you walk up to that guy, hey, I got an opportunity for you, I got $333, post here. Now you're building a relationship, you're doing everything that an agent does. You're there. You got a better access to these guys than I do right now, technically. Yeah. So that's what I would do if you really want to be an agent. Just go find somebody to believe in you.
That's why I was asking the first question about the hustle, right? Yeah. Because it does take that entrepreneurial spirit and maybe putting the footwork in, the legwork necessary. I know LAA, loyalty above all, you do a lot of footwork, a lot of legwork. What's the work like this time of year? Because you got guys we were discussing, right? College season just ended, so you got guys prepping for pro day, combine. Mm-hmm. You got guys whose regular season in the NFL just ended, so they're potentially looking for a training camp invite or an OTA invite. And you got the Cook brothers, Dalvin and James, who are hoping to make a run to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
What's it like this time of year with your LA?
I'm lucky to have a great team that I brought in to work with me, that everyone's being serviced and taken care of. And it's obviously everyone has different needs right now. Like you were saying, we do have guys that are prepping for the draft, so it's just making sure that everything's good with their training, and that they have their schedules, they have their meal plan, they have their nutrition, so they're all set. Then the playoff guys, they're still on the same schedule that they were. It's just an extended week, and they're going to continue to try to extend that season. When that season does end, if it ends next week or hopefully to the Super Bowl, after that, it's then making sure that they get from the city that they're currently in to wherever they want to spend the off season, because they could be training somewhere else. So, day to day, it's just taking care of anything that any of the clients need. It could be the smallest thing, to whatever they really need, just being on call. The phone's always ringing.
Oh, leads me to my next question, right? Your phone goes off right now. It's Dalvin Cook. Mm-hmm. Next call is James Cook. Mm-hmm. Who you sending the voicemail?
So they're calling at the exact same time?
Exact same time.
So Dalvin called first, so I would probably say your brother's calling, and he probably would be like, call me back. So that's how he would handle it. Or I would just, I'd see the call, I'd say, hold on one second. I'd send him a text, I'm on with your brother. Call, is it important? Or call so-and-so, and then have them call someone that works with me.
That was not the answer we needed. We needed you to pick one.
Pick one?
I'm joking with you, my man. I'm joking.
See, my mind didn't even go there. I can't pick. They're both my family. I think that was the biggest testament to what LA is about, is that, again, Dalvin gave me an opportunity, and we've done great. He's a superstar. He's the greatest guy. He's my best friend. And then obviously was lucky to meet J.K. Dobbins, who's a superstar. But then James, his younger brother, he's his own man. He's at Georgia. He didn't go to Florida State. He didn't, he went and did his own thing. He's a dog, won national championship. He saw the relationship that Dalvin and I had, and he saw that every step of the way I was there to make sure that Dalvin could do what he do. And he saw Dalvin's success, and that's what he respected. That's why he obviously signed and wanted to work with me, because he respected how successful his brother was, and he saw that I was a part of that. Not like, of course, Dalvin's an incredible football player. He saw the little things that nobody else saw that I was doing, and that's what he wanted to be part of his team as well. So that was pretty awesome. But I can't pick one or the other. So
what's it like when you're dealing with the Dalvin, J.K., James, obviously, and you see their draft, you see their dreams come true? Mm-hmm. What's that moment like on draft night when you know what that call is? You know that area code on the phone.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. It's hard to explain the feeling, but it's definitely very emotional. It's awesome. I don't think you could ever possibly get over it, because you're just so happy and proud for somebody, because you know all the work that they've put in and all that time, and then it finally comes true. But then it's back to work. It's like you embrace it, you enjoy it, but it's back to work, because you go first overall today, it's about $40 million, which is generational wealth, but it really does scale down very quickly to the second round. Right now, I think the first pick of the second round is like a $10 million contract.
Wow. So
it's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but it's over 4 years. After taxes, you're looking at like $5 million. Don't get me wrong, it's a ton of money, but you get a house, you get a car, money goes quick. It's not the generational wealth, so it's kind of back to work. You need to get that second contract. You got to get in that 50 plus range. So it's awesome, it's incredible, but it's always reminding them that this isn't it. Like this is not it at all. We got more work to do.
About 2 minutes left. Quick question: Darrelle Revis, excuse me.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer this year.
100%. He's the best corner to ever live, ever play, and he's the best businessman to be in the NFL, and that's undisputed.
Yeah, finalists. We're down to 15 now, I believe. 28 now.
Oh yeah, he's
for the Hall
100%.
of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame, expected to be announced during the Super Bowl. So that means you have one reason to be in Arizona. Will you have a second? Will you have? I could say the Cook brothers or any number of the other players you represent. Mm-hmm. You think they'll make a run at the winning it all in February in a couple weeks?
Any of them? Yeah, definitely. I think at least one of my clients will be in the Super Bowl for sure. For sure.
What do you think that moment would be like? They're in the Super Bowl, once again, another lifetime dream, and potentially hoisting the Lombardi Trophy.
That would be incredible. I hope one of them is Super Bowl MVP,
Yeah.
That's where my head goes. But yes, and going back, Darrelle Revis is a Hall of Famer. Football loves analytics now. You ask any analytic company, statistically, he was the most valuable non-quarterback in NFL history.
Revis Island, they called it that for a reason. LA, loyalty above all, they call his agency that for a reason too. Zach Hiller, thank you so much for coming in.
For having me.
Best of luck, obviously best of health to your athletes as they prepare for wherever their NFL or MLB careers take them. We have much more of the backup plan coming up right after this.